Namaste, friends. I wanted to put together a little, for lack of a better word, Corona yoga sequence for everybody, needing a little bit of guidance, because sometimes when we know we need to do yoga and we know we need to stretch or we know we need to do meditation, it can be really hard to just do it without having any kind of structure. So what I like to do is just a couple poses, and it usually ends up taking anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes. I just want to support people to have a resource and continue to take care of ourselves right now, because there's such an intense level of autonomic nervous system dysregulation, both within ourselves and in the macrocosm, and those of us that are really sensitive are going to also feel it from the outside coming in addition to our own fight or flight response, which is really revved up right now because of the fear and because of the quarantine and because of the unknown. So let's let some breath work and some mindfulness and some poses help us calm the nervous system. So the first part is doing some pranayama, which is a breath exercise, Antara Kumbhaka, when you inhale and you hold at the top and then you exhale. So the first part, you can do this with me, is just start to get a slow breath to happen through your nose. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, then you'll bring in that textured sound yoga breath. And if that's unfamiliar for you or not comfortable or you're congested, then just breathe any way you need to in and out. So we'll start with a slow breath. See if you can stretch it out about 4 counts in and 4 counts out to start. You may not be able to hear me on this phone video, but see if you can make a textured sound, a whisper sound through the nostrils. Otherwise, just doing the best you can if that's not possible today. If there's a lot of energy in your system, almost feels like frenetic, palms down, imagine grounding. If you feel like you need more energy or depleted, palms up. You can also take Jnana Mudra, thumb and index fingers or thumb and middle fingers together. So let's do a couple more rounds, evening out the breath. Doing our best not to take it all up in the shoulders, so you're really trying to feel it in your center body. And you're also trying to feel it expand out and in, not just up and down. One more round to even it out. And then this next round, you're going to inhale completely. So for about 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold your breath. Tuck your chin down. Let's just hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, release the chin, 2, 3, 4. So again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold your breath. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. We're going to keep going. We're going to hold for 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Holding. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, so inhale 4 at your own pace, hold for 6. After you hold for 6, exhale for 6. Some people stretch this out longer. They exhale 7 or 8. They hold longer. So just do what works for you. If you're a beginner, hold for 4, exhale 4. So we'll do a few more rounds of that. chin lock helps create a seal as you're holding your breath and you're pulling your core energy up and in without tensing the shoulders. So there's a sucking energetically inward towards your spine and slightly up. When you exhale, you release that. So keep going, 5 more rounds, holding at the top. So one thing to remember when you do breath work is it's a really powerful opportunity to release what you're holding energetically and intend for it to move out of you. So when you're holding, when you draw in, you can feel like I'm taking in what I need. I'm either getting nourished or I'm putting energy towards my heart if I'm feeling achy, or my nerves in my belly if I'm feeling nervy. And you're doing that on the inhale with intention. So that could be a somatic intention. You're bringing the intention somewhere in your body. Could be a word, an affirmation intention. It's whatever you want. The exhale after you hold, it's like, what am I letting go of? And I actually will try to feel for that leaving the body. Feel for it going into the earth if you can. I'm sitting on a blanket. You can sit up high as you need to and really ground the energy. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is good for the thyroid and the throat area and the immune system, and it's also going to help open up the side body and the front body, since we've all been sitting a lot more than usual at home and also on screens. So if your knees are okay, you're going to hold camel position first seated, and you can sit on your heels. This doesn't work for everybody, so just see how that feels. Some people can sit on their feet. That's a good stretch. You can also roll a blanket up. You can put that underneath your feet. That'll create some stability. And if that still doesn't work, you'll just stand on your knees on a blanket the whole time. You can also modify that whole thing. Modify by sitting. So from here, we're going to work some more mobility and some energy. So you're either on your toes or you're on your feet. And we're going to inhale, lift up. And just do a light bend. Notice my neck's not caving back yet. We're just lifting. And then on the exhale, you're going to round and touch your forehead. If you're flexible, if you're not, you'll just go like this. Inhale, lift up. Thumbs down the back. Exhale, rounding in. Curl down. And again, inhale, lift. Hands can go back. Chin can go up if that's appropriate. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round. Last 2. Inhale. If it feels good, you can lift that chin to stretch the thyroid. Exhale. If you have neck issues, you can inhale, lift up like this. That also feels good on the arms. Let's do 2 more like that. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. This also adds a neck stretch. Exhale, round. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale. The second part, after this, we're going to go into salutations. You can modify your salutations. You can also skip salutations. So I'm going to demo a few of them, and then you can do it how you like at home. So we'll start on our hands and knees, doing a few cat dogs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. And again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Last time, inhale. Exhale, downward dog. If you're tense, go ahead and bend your knees in your down dog. Try to keep your hands really flat. We're not lifting the thumbs, and then reach back. One more breath. I'm going to look to the hands. On the exhale, walk forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Arms go up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, Surya Namaskar A. You can go side, you can go up. Exhale, forward fold. You can also bend your knees. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plank. Moving down through chaturanga. From here, go all the way to the floor. Hands forward. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, release. Can also add a few cobra push-ups here. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Beginners, you're down here. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Hands walk back, neck release. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. We'll just take 3 breaths here. On your exhale, look forward, step or hop. Inhale, halfway up, belly in. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Again, inhale, reaching up. Lift your toes. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Belly in. Look to the nose. Exhale, step back, plank. On your next breath, go all the way down. You can hover if you want more strength work. You can rest if you need to relax. On the inhale, up dog, if your back's okay with that. I don't like that personally, so I do cobras or low cobras. Inhale. Back to down dog. Exhale. Three breaths. You can, of course, do longer. I'm just fine-tuning this for those of us having to fit this in between work requirements, apocalypse prep, you know, the usual. On your exhale, look forward, step or hop. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. all the way up. Inhale. Exhale. To add a squat, you can separate your feet, sink low, reaching the arms forward. And then just getting into the legs. This is the kind of place where you could add, more strength training if you'd like. You could widen your feet. You could add about 20 squats. You could add some weight in your hand, work on squats. For now, we're just gonna hold chair pose. 5 breaths. And imagine you're hugging your shoulders in towards each other and hugging your forearms in towards each other. Seat goes back, last 2. Abs pull in. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold. Low lunge is next. We're going to step the right leg back. This is really important for how much we've all been sitting in flexion lately. So I know that even if we get out and walk and exercise, there's also a lot of sitting. There's a lot of screen time. There's a lot of flexion of the hip. So see if you can get a lot of extension if you've been less active lately. So extension through that back leg. It's good for the psoas muscle. It's good for the rectus femoris muscle, all this whole area to open up. So we're here. We're just going to hold, breathe. And if that's too intense, you just set your knee down. 5 breaths. Notice my neck is in alignment with my spine. Also important if you're on the screen a lot, not to lift, overstrain, or overhang your neck. Good, and then we'll drop the knee. You'll inhale, lift the heart. On the exhale, round into a pyramid. So inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Inhale. Exhale. You can add arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. Arms are optional. Exhale. Inhale, holding lunge. Sorry if my arms are cut off. And then we're going to keep this lunge, but you're going to drop, if your left knee is forward, you're going to drop your left arm, vice versa. And really reach up with that standing, reaching arm. And then from here, we're going to go into a twist, also really important for the immune system, right hand down. If you have a block, you can even use a really big book. You can put that block underneath your right hand. And then we're going to take the left hand, push it into the quad, and rotate. So I'm not trying to yank myself around. I'm just pushing down and forward with the energy of my left hand, and then twisting. You can also add a nice neck release here. Hang your head. Squeeze in through your glutes. Good. And then when I lift up into my twist, I'm going to reach the left arm up, maybe even lift off the knee. Really important to squeeze into the midline of your mat. Two more breaths. Exhale, both hands down, adding a hip stretch here. We're going to lift up into a warrior one position, both hands to the right, and then bow. And again, I'm squeezing in with my glutes. You can use a block or a really big book. Good. And then from here, inhale, exhale, stepping back to plank from down dog. We're going to hold plank for some strength work and for some core work. So if you need to come down to your forearms, that's also an option. Chest is drawing forward, legs are drawing back, core pulls in. And you're focusing on a dristi, a point of gaze on the floor. And then we'll come on down to the forearms. If you need to modify, bring your knees down. Three more breaths. Really feel for the abdominals engaging here, pulling up towards the spine. And then all the way down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down dog. Feels good to let the neck hang, shake it out. And then right foot forward. So we're going to start in low lunge and hold it up here, unless you need to drop your knee. And we always want to think of long lines in yoga, so it's like, how can I reach forward with my energy this way, but also reach back with my back leg that way. And then the breath is linking it all together. If you have wrist issues, try not to put a ton of weight on your wrist. You can also put blocks or books under your hands. Weights also work if you have weights. From here, we'll exhale. We'll inhale, lift the heart. And we'll exhale, round pyramid. Inhale, down and lift. Exhale, round. 3 more. Maybe adding the arms. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale. Good, and then dropping the back knee again. You can do toes curled under or pointed, reaching up. And we'll drop the right arm. We'll reach up through the left arm, drive down through the front heel, and feel that opposing energy of left hand up, right hand down, like you're holding a giant tightrope pole. One more breath. Exhale, left hand down. Again, you can take your block or your book under your left hand. Right hand's going to press into that quad energetically this way as you twist. Rooting through the foot and then soften the neck. Any point of contact is active, so my hand on my leg, pushing, left hand down lightly, left shoulder away from the ear and the knee. Working on smoothing out the breath. Enjoying that neck release after being on the computer. And then we'll reach that right arm up You can also tuck the back toes under, squeeze this hip in. Notice I'm not looking up because that strains my neck. It's in alignment with my spine. And then on the exhale, both hands down. You can also bring your knee down here, but if not, then you're up here and bowing to the left. Glutes squeeze in. Two more breaths. Good, and then one hand on each side. Inhale, exhale, down dog. So next part for strength is when we come into plank, we're going to come into side plank on our forearms. So you can start here, moving on to your left forearm and holding the waist. And then the arm is up. Good for the obliques. So if you are having trouble with this one, just modify this way. And you'll want some padding under that left knee. So let's do 5 breaths each side. Strengthening your obliques and your side body. Squeezing your legs. And then we'll switch. Good, last part. And if you wanted to add more core work, you could lean forward and back if that's okay on the shoulders. Doesn't work great for everyone's shoulders. Also works the arms. This is also a good place where you could add some push-ups, either on your knees, 45 degrees out and back up, or full push-up. I'll do 10. Three more. And rest in child's pose. Good. For the sake of time, we're going to shift into spinal twist and then a good anti-anxiety pose, legs up the wall. In my case, legs up the door. So we'll do the twist first. Twists are also really great for the immune system. Slowly lowering yourselves down. I'm going to slowly bring the knees up. And then just work side to side. Massaging the low back a little bit. Sometimes I'll move my neck opposite direction of the knees, get a little mobility there. Let's do that 10 times. 5, 7, 9. Good, and then circling just the knees. Let's do 5 times one way, 5 the other. Now, if you wanted a little more core work in here, but you still don't have a lot of time, then you could work some leg lifts. So you could add about 10 of those. Exhaling up, inhaling down. And adding a little lift at the top. Five more. You wouldn't want to do this if you're pregnant. If you have a lumbar strain, you might skip this part. Just do a basic stretch or a happy baby instead. So lots of other exercises obviously, but we're just going to keep this simple. So the last one here, second to last one, is a spinal twist. So you can bring both your knees up, scoot your hips a little to the left, exhale, twist to the right. Right hand can rest on the legs. Left arm reaches back, which feels like a nice underarm subscapular stretch. Breathing down your arm, breathing down your left hip. Twists help invigorate the vital organs and replenish them with good oxygenated blood after you untwist, so it's really helpful to incorporate twists into your daily routine or exercise routine in general. And I really like the arm stretch aspect, again, because of how much we do with the computer and with our devices. Our rotator cuffs get compressed just from all the hanging of the arms, so let's do the opening. Last couple breaths, reaching. And then an optional little psoas squeeze here, an IT band stretch is straightening your top leg. So in this case, the left leg. You could take a sock around your foot. You could take under your knee. And if you're flexible, take your toe. Bottom leg is bent or straight. Letting the neck soften. Deep breath. And there's a little squeeze in the lower area of your groin, your buttocks, just to keep the back safe, the low back safe. Three more deep breaths. And then we'll slowly bring that back up. Hug both knees in. Scoot both knees and your hip over to the right. Twist left. My right arm's reaching back until I find a good spot. My left hand's pushing down. Last couple breaths, squeezing in the groin, lengthening more with your arm. Good, and then option to straighten the top leg and either hold it, use a sock, or let it go all the way over for an IT band, hip stretch, upper hip, TFL muscle, and then you're also squeezing in your psoas iliacus area a little bit, which is really good for the low back, assuming you do it gently. All right, and then we'll slowly, gently come out of that. Be careful of your low back as you do that. So, finishing pose, Viparita Karani, legs at the wall, or legs at the couch, or legs at the door, or legs at the office chair. Very helpful for reducing anxiety and stress. It's really good to hold it longer than 10 minutes. So if you can put a timer on your phone and do 10, 15 minutes. Some therapeutic teachers do it for 20, 25. It's really, really helpful to kind of down regulate everything. So even if you don't have time for the rest of the sequence, try that. So I'm gonna precariously do this on my door. We're gonna see what happens. So taking a blanket, it could be your regular home blanket. This is a yoga blanket, but these Mexican blankets work really great. You can fold it and make some kind of rectangle. Some people stack 2 blankets. So getting into this is the tricky part. You're gonna lay on your side off of the blanket, and then you're gonna lift your hips up on the blanket. So my lumbar curve is on the blanket. And then I notice I'm a little bit away from the door. I'm not like right up against the door, because otherwise my legs can't relax. So there's an angle. This blanket is in a bit of my contour of my lumbar curve. So you can see my hips are dropping down a little bit and my neck is free. You wouldn't want to lift your head all the way up. Just keep it in alignment with the floor. Now you don't have to do it with lift under you. That's just a really nice therapeutic way to do it, because it helps pull in the blood towards your organs and replenish you. It also helps the parasympathetic branch of your nervous system go into its mode of rest and digest. So you can also move this blanket and just do it up the wall with no blanket. Feel free to take a couple big breaths out your mouth once you get there. Maybe make a sigh. Couple sounds. Last one, big inhale. Some kind of sound. So once you get here, take as much time as you need, as you have. Like I said, if you can do 10 to 15 minutes plus, that's great. And really, just try to soften your mind. And if you have essential oils, you can give yourself a little essential oil at this time. You can cover your eyes with an eye pillow or, a piece of clothing, and then just relax. Okay, so to come out of this, be really careful, because if you have a prop under you, it can be a little funky. So you want to bend your knees, roll over onto your side. If you have a blanket there, come off that blanket. Take a minute or so here, a few deep breaths. And then when you come up, turning towards the floor to come up. You can take a moment to find your center again. And wishing you ease through this challenging time, and love to your family members and to you. And just remember to take care of yourself. That's number one, so you can be regulated, so that you can serve those around you, and just stay grounded and present, because it's really challenging right now. Okay, much love. Namaste.